No shot. No shot who I just ran into, who could not even meet my gaze. No shot who I just ran into, who I just held the door for, who could not even meet my gaze. I'm really the kind that turns a predator in on themselves. I'm really the kind that attempts to save so many from their guilt, to free so many from their shame by showing them what they are, by reflecting to them what they are. When you are so solid in who you are, when you know yourself, you see yourself so clearly, when you know the root, when you have a connection to source, to the truth, you don't falter, nobody's projections hit you. You get such a clearer idea of what other people have going on in their vortex, in their emotional psyche, because you know what's yours. You know where you end. You know where you end. I don't know any other way to say it. When you know where you start and end, then you know where others begin. You know what others are bringing to a situation energetically, and you just get such an easy read. And at first, I was uncomfortable with how easily I could read, because I felt like, why am I being given access? Why can I see so deeply into people, into their psyche, into their wounds? Honestly, with one interaction, I can glean so much. The hell is my hair doing? With one interaction, I've gleaned so much. And I understand now. I'm beginning to get a lot more comfortable with it, because I understand. I used to feel like guilty that I could see people, but I understand you aren't given this gift. You aren't allowed access in this way unless you are trusted, unless you are someone who can be trusted with such information. This universe, this existence, what we are and what we are in contact with and communication with is so much more intelligent than we have been led to believe. It's not just random chaos. It's an intelligent network, an intelligent system, but again, it goes beyond those words, because words are of it and so cannot encapsulate it, cannot really describe it. We can get at it, but we could not capture the whole of the thing. I have to go into work, so this actually does have to be short today, but I just reflecting on a chance experience that I just had. And he couldn't even meet my gaze. I'm the kind that turns a predator in on themselves, forces them to see. I mean, I guess you can't force anything, but I'll reflect back to them by way of my authenticity. What actually happened. It's this moment of clarity where the illusions for once are gone, and they can see clearly what they are and how they affect people and how they are hurting not only other people but also themselves. And most of them, of course, most of them will, in fear, in terror, in absolute terror for the reality of the violence and heartbreak and confusion that they are creating and have created, they will shrink away. They will shrink into themselves. But the hope is that those who need to see it can see it, and they will be confronted by themselves by way of reflecting themselves into another, projecting themselves into another, and having their reflection come back so puzzling to them. Like I'm almost like you attempt to project onto me, and it's just going to bounce back to you, because I know what the fuck I am. And I know what my heart is. I know what it is. And nobody, like, you cannot tell me. It's that is real power, dude. We live in a world of illusion. Everything is dual. There's this false power that's rooted in masculinity and capital. And there's this real, true power, which is the only potential we have to break the facade of this hyper masculine, dominant, violent, patriarchal power. The only chance we have is finding the true power within, which comes from knowing who you are and living by a moral compass, living connected to the truth, to the source of what we are. You can see illusion so clearly. You can just see right through people's bullshit. And that's power. That's real power. Real power is actually loving. This kind of power is loving because, yes, it sees through people's bullshit, but it does not intend to punish or belittle or diminish. It intends to help. It intends to assist people in seeing through the illusion, because underneath the illusion of the what's the word? The chaos that they live, the violence that they live, the way that in which they seek to take advantage of others, underneath that illusion is exactly what I'm connecting to. Underneath the illusion is the truth of what you are, of who you are. It is an unconditional love, an endlessly loving being who does not seek power and dominance, but who seeks real union and love, because that is what we are. So real true power that comes from source, this power that allows me to navigate this existence without anything sticking to me, anything anyone projects, it just slides right off. And this ability to see through illusion, it's true power because it's rooted in love. It's rooted in attempting to get other people to see through this illusion as well, to better their lives, to better themselves, to connect back to the truth. Illusion, it's almost helpful to think of illusion as something that exists and someone gets attached to it and gets caught up in its bullshit. It's not necessarily that there are people who are bad, and I mean, of course it's not. We're all the same thing, and it's spiritual warfare. We are in a battle between truth and illusion. And people that cling to illusion are ultimately, the more you do that, the more you harm yourself and others. That's just the way it is. And then there's those of us that are the light beings, the truth seekers who have come here, and we're just really, for whatever reason, connected to source, and we know our purpose and we know what we're here to do. And it's to disrupt the false equilibrium that those people are living with, so as to bring them to the truth, so as to bring them back to love and to light, not to punish, not to harm, but to ultimately do better. So that is why this experience, he could not even meet my gaze. And that suggests to me a lack of understanding of who I am, again, because I, of all people, am someone who will always meet you with a loving gaze. There's no hate in my heart. I'll end it there.